Welcome to the Dan Sports Tips Daily Fantasy Show for today, the 1st of June. I'm looking at everything you need for success on daily fantasy site DraftKings in the baseball games today, and I'm going to start with the pitchers. At the top of the shop for me is Felix Hernandez of the Seattle Mariners for 11,000. The King has always excelled against the Padres at Petco. He's unbeaten in his career there. While the strikeouts for Felix are down this year with only 53 in 63 innings, the Padres do swing and miss a lot. 491 strikeouts this year, that ranks 3rd in baseball. After a rough outing against the Twins the last time, this looks a really good spot today for Felix to get himself back on track. Masahiro Tanaka of the New York Yankees for 10,400. Tanaka is unbeaten in 3 starts at Rogers Centre against the Jays with a 2.14 ERA, so we know he can negotiate this lineup. Obviously they're not hitting as well as they were last year. While Tanaka's strikeouts are not elite with 54 in 65 and 1/3, the Jays are in the top 5 in baseball, so hopefully that will spike the number. He's going to need to be better than the 5 innings with 2 earned runs and 6 punch-outs that he posted at Rogers Centre earlier this year. He's a solid, unspectacular, lacking in excitement play for today. Jaime Garcia of the St. Louis Cardinals, he's 8,400. Garcia refound his consistency with his last trip to the hill with 2 earned runs in 7 innings against the Nationals. The Brewers do strike out the 2nd most in all of baseball. Garcia is close to around a strikeout a inning, and a repeat of the complete game 13 innings shutout of their earlier meeting this year would be a fantastic return for the 8,400 price tag. Danny Duffy of the Kansas City Royals for 5,700. Look, we don't know how many innings Duffy is going to pitch today as he continues his transition from to the rotation from the bullpen. But he did pitch into the 6th in his last start against the White Sox before the wheels fell off. The Rays do hit left-handed pitching fairly well, but they have been slumping, and the first 5 innings by Duffy against those White Sox were very, very good. He's worth just over a strikeout per inning. The Rays do rank in the top 5 lineups in baseball this year for striking out. Duffy has got upside in this play, but as I say, there's risk because we don't know how deep he'll go. Joe Kelly of the Boston Red Sox for 5,300. He has got a poor record against the Baltimore Orioles, I'll grant you that, and the control issues that do plague him on occasion did get him in his last start when he failed to make it through 5 innings. That being said, he does have tremendous strikeout upside, particularly since he came back from the disabled list. 26 in 20 this year against a lineup that's very much boom or bust. It does strike out a lot. The floor is very low here because if he does walk a lot of batters, not only will that shorten the outing, but it will also increase the potential for a crooked number going on the board against this power-filled Orioles lineup. But there's a really high ceiling because we know that these Orioles do strike out, and Kelly can get a lot of strikeouts. If he's on today, 5,300 will look a silly price, and if you want to get involved at cause, you're going to have to pay down somewhere, and I think maybe involving one of Duffy or Kelly and taking a risk at pitcher is probably the way to go. Looking at stacks of the day and how we can stack our lineups to ensure maximum point scoring potential today, it is a Coors Field day and you have to stack some Rockies. I'm not as keen on using the Reds as Tyler Chatwood is a good pitcher. He's a ground ball pitcher which is built for Coors. In his last start against a better offense than the Reds and the Giants, he did shut those Giants out at Coors. John Lamb has got a 10+ ERA his last 3 starts, multiple home runs allowed in the last 2 games, and now he gets to pitch at Coors. Coupled with the Reds' appalling relief pitching, you simply have to have as many Rockies as you can. Third baseman Nolan Arenado is only 4,500 today. He enjoys the platoon advantage in the matchup with Lamb. He's hitting 287, tied for the major league lead with 16 home runs. He went yard twice yesterday. Outfielder Charlie Blackmon for 4,700 is hitting 301 with 6 home runs. He's got 3 in his last 2 games. Second baseman DJ LeMahieu, he's 3,700, is hitting 318 with 3 home runs, including 1 last night, and enjoys the platoon in the matchup. Shortstop Trevor Story, he's 5,200, 260 with 14 home runs, another Rocky that enjoys the platoon. And outfielder Carlos Gonzalez for 4,500. He's hit a home run 3 games in a row, 312, 10 homers the year. Another stack I like is the Royals. The Kansas City Royals get Chris Archer tonight. He has been struggling. He allowed a career-high 9 runs in his last start against the Royals. That was last year. So we'll take outfielder Lorenzo Cain for 4,200. He's one of the Royals that's got a home run off of Archer. 295, 8 home runs, 6 stolen bases. You can run on the Rays, so we will be looking for stolen base upside in this stack as well. First baseman Eric Hosmer for 4,500. He's 330, 10 home runs, hits from the right side of the platoon against Archer. Outfielder Jared Dyson, he's 3,400. He's got a home run off of Archer, hasn't hit one yet this year. 272 with 9 stolen bases from the right side of the platoon. And shortstop Alcides Escobar for 3,100. He's 267. He's got 10 steals on the year, so he can run as well. On the other side of this matchup, maybe stacking some Rays as well. There are some Rays that hit left-handed pitching fairly well. I was looking at Brandon Guy, the leadoff man, for 4,300. Steve Pearce qualifies at first base and second. He's 3,700. And Steven Souza Jr. in the outfield is another Ray that hits lefties fairly well as well. For my foundation players today, the players that we should be using to build the foundations of a solid winning lineup today, at first base, I'll take David Ortiz of the Boston Red Sox for 5,500. Puppy has crushed right-handed pitching this year. Mike Wright is average at best. It's a nice yard in Baltimore, Camden Yards, we know that. Ortiz has got 2 home runs off of Wright in limited plate appearances. My second baseman is Ian Kinsler of the Detroit Tigers for 4,700. He's hitting .315 this year with 11 homers and 6 steals. At third base, it will be Nolan Arenado of the Colorado Rockies for 4,500. As I said earlier, he's tied for the league in baseball at 16 home runs, enjoys platoon advantage, gets a hit at calls, and took it deep twice yesterday. My shortstop is Jonathan Villar of the Milwaukee Brewers for 4,500. Look, while stealing bases against Yadier Molina is not always a great plan, Villar will run whether it's a good situation or not. He's almost suicidal sometimes on the base pass, but he does lead Major League Baseball in steals this year. He hits left-handed pitching fairly well. He's a .308 hitter with 2 home runs. He's got 19 swipes on the year thus far. And in the outfield, I'll take Marcell Ozuna of the Miami Marlins for 5,100. He's hit left-handed pitching exceptionally well. He gets John Neese of the Pirates tonight. Neese has had some home run issues. Ozuna is .333 with 10 homers the year. For my value plays, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to pick catcher. Jonathan LaGroy of Milwaukee has the platoon advantage with Garcia. We know it's a nice park to hit in Milwaukee. 299 with 9 home runs, has been red hot lately as well. First base also qualifies at second. Steve Pearce of the Tampa Bay Rays for 3,700. He's hitting 298 with 8 home runs this year. He hits lefties very well. Danny Duffy has shown that he can give up a big inning when he gave up, I think it was a 5 spot in the 6th against the White Sox last time out. At second baseman, we'll take DJ LeMahieu of the Colorado Rockies for 3,900. It's not often you get a player at calls that qualifies under 4,000 as a value play. He enjoys the platoon over Lamb. Hit his 3rd home run of the year last night, hitting for an average of .318 on the year. My third baseman is Nick Castellanos of the Detroit Tigers for 3,500. He gets the inconsistent Matt Shoemaker, and he does hit right-handed pitching very well, better than left-handed, almost in an anti-platoon. He's .319 with 10 homers on the year. My shortstop also qualifies at second. It's Jurickson Profar of the Texas Rangers. He's 3,200. He his first home run since getting the call up to the bigs for the season last night. He's hitting .348 from the leadoff spot since the promotion. And in the outfield, I'll take Jared Dyson of the Kansas City Royals for 3,400. He enjoys the platoon with Chris Archer. He does have a home run off of him, and he can run on the Tampa Bay battery. That's what I've got for you today. Best of luck with your lineups, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to like the video. Hit me up in the comments with the daily fantasy plays you like today, and press that subscribe button. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I will be here all MLB season and through the NFL season with daily fantasy sports advice. If you haven't signed up yet, or you're interested in starting to play daily fantasy sports, please click the link in the description for this video, and that'll take you where you need to go to start playing with DraftKings today. Best of luck with your lineups, and have a great day.